Hi, Paulie Malignaggi. Thanks for your time today.
All right, how are you, man? Good?
I'm alright, man. Not too bad. Finally get to go on holiday next month.
Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Where you going?
Eritrea, East Africa.
Eritrea, nice. Eritrea. Interesting. I never heard somebody go there, man. I've heard about Eritrea. Are you from there?
Yeah.
Oh, very beautiful. Nice, nice.
You ever been to Africa?
I've not been. I got invited to Egypt by my one of my ex-trainers, Sharif Youn, and I intend to go eventually. He tells me all the time, but I gotta go with him. So.
Where's some of your favorite places that you've traveled to?
I think probably my favorite is Tokyo, Japan. Very interesting place. I had a good time in Liverpool when I was young. I was 17 on an amateur boxing trip. That was a pretty cool trip. Vacation spots, Aruba, Caribbean in general, obviously Sicily, Italy. Some interesting places for sure.
Okay.
And many others as well, but those are some of the ones that stick out.
Stand out for you. Alright, I think you're someone that will probably give a good explanation of this. What does the term boxing politics mean exactly?
Politics are, in general, they work the same way in many businesses. Who you know instead of what you know. If it makes money, it will usually supersede doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Typical things that you see in boxing and you see in life, and you see in politics too. Actually, you see it there too.
I understand what you're saying. It's like in boxing, you get opportunities based on who you know, rather than actually being good at your.
It's actually more important. I realized early part of my career, I started telling people. I said, you can be a mediocre fighter with excellent connections, or you can be an excellent fighter with mediocre connections, and the mediocre fighter will go further.
Wow, that bad.
Yeah. It's a business first. It's a sport second. It's not the other way around.
Okay, well, you've had a long success.
Don't shoot the messenger, by the way. I'm just saying how it is. I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're just making the observation of you've got years of experience.
Yeah.
Right, so you've had a long, successful career, and you've been in with so many big names. What have been some of your favorite fights for you that you've enjoyed?
I think. Excuse me.
That's
I think the fights that I won the world championship probably are the special ones. The fight when I beat Lovmorindo in 2007, when I beat Vyacheslav Lomachenko in 2012. Those are probably my most special moments. But there's been interesting moments, highs and lows. I'm sure people that have followed my career, will have various different stories and memories of my fights. Like I said, some were good memories, some were painful memories, but nonetheless they were all valuable experiences and made me the person I am today. Okay, now where do you see your future career going? What are you trying to do in boxing? Right now I'm here working with Boxer. Boxer has done a phenomenal job of showing tremendous growth in probably the little over half decade that I know Ben Shalomi's done a wonderful job of growing the brand from just an idea into what it is today, which is a promotional brand now with a big sky contract.
Yeah.
So I look forward to continuing to be part of this team. I've been with them from the very early stages, and I hope to, politics, as we were saying, politics permitting, depending on the closures of borders and whatnot with what's going on in the world today, I hope to continue to get here and work with Boxer through the coming time period. I'm also doing some things in the United States with Pro Box Promotions, as well as BlueMoonFight.tv. Both are companies that I think will be growing, and you'll be hearing more and more about in the near future.
Okay, and probably last question I'll ask you for today. Alright, when I look at the Joshua Usyk rematch, I think I can articulate this quite well. Look, I really don't think Joshua was going to win the rematch. I don't mean that with any disrespect. And the reason I say I can articulate it quite well, I'm not even going to break it down from a boxing point of view. I've met Joshua once or twice, it's been years. But if I was going to meet him, I said, look, you're going from gym to gym to gym. You're going to try and completely change your whole style in less than 4 or 5 months. My opinion, for what it's worth, if he does listen to me, I say that just give yourself more time. Like, if you're going to try and change it's like trying to learn another language. You're going to have to take on a new trainer, like a box as well. And whenever I've trained with someone new, yeah, like whenever they're holding pads for me or whatever, amateur clubs, listen, they change everything about it. Oh, like, Michael, don't stand like this, turn like. So I say to him, like, mate, just like, you're not gonna give yourself enough time.
It's a good point. It's a good thing to consider. I think, you know, the challenge for Joshua is more mental than physical. I think he has to mentally be giving more of himself, and that will translate into a more physically demanding fight.
Yeah.
I think Joshua has to make it physically demanding. Obviously, I don't think he can pick up the pace of an Usyk, because Usyk is a smaller guy and he can fight at a faster pace, but I do think Joshua has to make it a physical fight, a grinding fight. Use his size, use his mass, you know, try to work on cutting off the ring so that he can, you know, cut off the movements of Usyk and then force him into being banged around and being bullied around in the ring. You know, if you can't cut off the ring, it doesn't matter how much you want to get to him. You know, you're not going to get to him. So I'd be working on cutting off the ring very well, and you know, putting Usyk in positions where, you know, he can't use all those genius tactics that he has, and instead is forced to deal with the physicality of the bigger man. And I think that is more mental than physical. You know, I think learning to cut off the ring is a mental thing. I don't think it's that hard, but when you have a guy who moves and moves well, you do have to learn to get the confidence. You have to gain that confidence in cutting off the ring with him, because if you don't do it right, you get to him and he hits you first. You know, so I do think some changes are physical, but a lot of it is going to have to do with the mental stability you have in there, the mental determination. I think there was a point in Joshua's career where he was very mean in there. He was difficult to deal with in there. No matter what you put him through, he was going to overcome it. You know, the Dillian White fight shows that. The Vladimir Klitschko fight shows that. You know, there was a big mean streak in him. But then when I saw the Ruiz fight and he just went down and he never recovered, you know, I mean, I thought he was in bigger trouble in the Vladimir Klitschko fight, and he came back and knocked Vladimir out. And he goes down in the Ruiz fight. He just never came back from it, you know. So I don't know. I will say this: the older you get, the more money you make, you do soften up a little bit, you know. Especially if you've already made a big reputation for yourself. You know, AJ had been a guy who's won world championships, defended world championships. You know, sort of created a little bit of a legacy here, and especially in the UK. So, and when it comes with a bit of money, sometimes, you know, you won't dig down as much. You won't dig as far down the well as you would have before. So I think it's going to come down to, is he mentally ready to do that? Because let's face it, Usyk has also made a lot of money, but he's willing to do that. You know, so can you match Usyk mentally? Can you match Usyk's determination to go places that you haven't been before? You know, not that you haven't been before, but that let me rephrase that. Can you match Usyk's determination, mentality to go to places that are uncomfortable still? You know, despite the success you had, the money you've had. I think Usyk, despite the successes he's had, has shown that he's still willing to go there to those places. But maybe you can find out. You know, if you can take him to those places, you can find out. Usyk's made a lot of money too. You know, if you put him in a real dire position, is he willing to dig in as much as he would have earlier in his career? You know, is AJ willing to go do those things that, you know, he was doing earlier in his career? And I know he has in him, but can he find that mentality in him now? You know, after having made hundreds of millions of pounds, you know, and had the success he's had, and almost unifying the entire heavyweight division, you know. I think those are questions that are for him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and talk to Eddie, try my best to get into that press conference. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot for your time, Paulie.
All right, very nice.